Yeah, man, I'm ready to go, bro. I'm on a roll here.
All right, how's the role going, Steve Tucker?
It's going pretty good, man. I mean, everybody seems to be, loving the album, and they're saying the things about it that I'd hope they would say.
I mean, from what I got on the Piles of Little Arms when that came out on Spotify a few weeks ago, incredible, incredible work.
Hey,
The speed, the delivery, the whole thing. I mean, the whole package. The mastering. It's very interesting the way you guys, took this song. Like, how was the mastering done on this CD? Because certain levels are high with some instruments and some are low.
man, I honestly, I don't really know too much about the whole mastering process. I mean, we had mixes. Eric did the mixes and everything for us and everything, and then we sent it to mastering, and really, when we got it mastered, the one thing that we really want is we don't want it to be like really compressed and smash sounding. We want it to be sort of as lively as it can possibly be, but still be nice and loud. I mean, when it goes to mastering, you want it to usually that brings the volume up and
Right.
thickens everything up. So, you know, for what we really want is we want it to be, lively, more real sounding than anything.
And also, there's new members in the band. I see like new drummer and new guitar player with Trey.
Yeah.
How's that
Yeah, there's
all
a new
going?
drummer. His name's Scotty Fuller, man. He's absolutely fantastic, dude. I'll have to take another drink. I took a drink and it went down the wrong way, and then no, I need another one. Sorry.
Take your drinks,
Hmm.
man.
I should have just shut up and took the drink. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have choked. So there you go. Yeah, Scotty Fuller's a new drummer, man. He's absolutely fantastic, man. I mean, dude, he's a great drummer. He's one of these young guys, man. It's just got, man, so many different techniques, man, and skill. He doesn't really seem to be very limited, man. I haven't really found anything so far that Scotty doesn't play fluidly, man. He's a great drummer and he's a good musician. I mean, we wrote some songs together actually, and I think Scotty's input on those songs was very very good and very important to the song. He's a great player, man. I think he was an incredible addition to the band. I mean, man, we talked to a lot of drummers. There were a lot of options out there that were available to us, people interested in it, and I mean we went through a lot of people, man, and Scotty always kind of rose to the top, man. He, for one reason or another, man, he always seemed to be the guy that time and time again we kept thinking, man, this guy really just seems to be outmaneuvering everybody, man. He seems to be the right guy for it, and I really believe it was the right choice. Not only what he did on the album, but we've already done a tour together, man, and it went fantastic. He played amazing on the tour. So I mean, it was definitely he was the right choice. And we've got a new guitar player playing with us live, Daniel Vadam Vaughn, and he's a great guitar player. He's not really on the album, man. He contributed a solo, but he tours with us, man, and he does a great job. He's a killer guitar player. I mean, there's pretty high expectations in Morbid Angel for that second guitar player job. You've got to be very solid, and he is, man. He does a great job. I think we sound, man. I think we sound fantastic live. At this point.
I bet you guys do. And is there gonna be some sort of tour to promote this album? Kingdoms
Yeah,
Disdained.
absolutely, man. We're going to do a lot of tours to promote the album. Actually, it's going to kick off like probably early in spring, right before spring or something. We'll be going out. We'll be playing everywhere, dude. Everywhere in the world. We're going everywhere.
But your history with Morbid Angel. How's it feel back being in the band and being with that big name?
Man, I hate to sound boring, dude, but it's as normal as anything could ever feel. Like it's really it's ironic how normal it feels, man. I kind of have to say everything just fell right back into place. Like I mean, what I do, what Trey does, I mean, it all just fell right back into place, man. So I mean, it's been really cool. At this point in my life, there's a lot of things that are different than the last time around, man, and my life's much better suited to be able to do this now than it used to be. So I think we're in a much better situation now than we ever were, and I think everybody's real comfortable, dude. And it's really crazy how easy it's been to just fall right back in the process of like making music with Trey, dude. I mean, first of all, it's something I miss doing, man. You know what I mean? I missed making music with the guy. I mean, he's in my opinion, a fucking genius, you know, and like he writes some of the most amazing riffs that I've ever heard in my life, and you know, to be able to write lyrics to those riffs and the drums and everything that he you know composes for the songs, man, it's always a humongous challenge, and it's something that I'm always extremely thrilled with in the end, man. You know, it just pushes me, and I enjoy it a lot, dude. You know.
One question you get probably asked a little bit now, since you're doing the interviews, album cover. Where's the concept come from?
Man, you know, the concept actually came from, you know, talking to Ken, the artist, about the album title and what it was about. And he really came back with pretty much, I mean, besides some details, what you see is really what he came back with. He took this idea and he turned it into his own thing. The whole concept for me on the album, man, it's this beast that's rising up, man. It actually is part of the earth. It's part of the soil and buildings, or if you look close, those buildings hanging off of it because it was the soil, you know what I mean? So now it's standing up, and I mean, it's just complete upheaval, dude. It's like, you know, foundations of everything just being put into complete upheaval, man, which is really ties right in with the album title, you know, Kingdoms Disdained. It's about all the parts of the world, every kingdom on the entire planet being disgusted and pissed off, you know, and completely just not even willing to acknowledge, man. You know, the word disdained means to be completely shunned and just hated. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, it's the album, what it's about, and the artwork, man, and it all goes in hand. I fucking love the artwork, man. I think Ken creates worlds, dude. Like, when you look at, like, man, it's more than just the cover, you know, on this artwork. You know, when you get this CD and you open it up, or you get the vinyl and you open it up, there's a bunch of different kinds of pieces of this art. And, like, man, it's honestly, man, he's kind of developed a world. It's like a whole world there, man, that I think really ties in perfectly to the music. You know, it's like what I'm visually writing about and singing about, he's put into an actual, you know, something you can see. You know what I mean? It's pretty interesting to me.
And Steve, you guys got any promo videos to show the world soon?
We're working on them, dude. Actually, we're planning on doing a couple of them. Yeah, man, definitely.
Good.
I'm stoked about that too, dude. I'm really stoked about that because, you know, like with YouTube, bro, I spend hours sometimes on YouTube. Man, just sometimes looking up shit I used to listen to when I was 14 or 15 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes just checking out stuff I never heard, man. That's fun to just kind of go on this sort of random clicking thing, listening to bands. You know what I mean? That's fun as hell, man. And man, I'd love to have some really cool, nasty stuff out, you know, on there for people to come across and check out. You know, I think there's some really cool songs on this album. The ones we're choosing to do the videos for, man, the videos are going to be really cool, and I hope I hope just some people discover it, dude, and it blows their mind. You know.
It's like what Metallica did the last album. They did a video for every single song on the album. I mean, we're not going to see that from you guys, I'm sure, but what do you think of that concept, you know, promoting every song as a
awesome,
single?
You know? I think it's awesome. I think it's something that only, you know, like Metallica or like a band like that, maybe Slayer, you know, only these guys can, will the label say, yeah, we'll do that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get that, you know, with Deicide, Morbid Angel, Cannibal Corpse. You know, they might do a few, but it's a little different thing. I mean, you know, it's expensive. You know what I mean? Dude, you know, the cool thing now, man, is I think that I like the idea, first of all, and I would love to do the entire album with videos, dude. I would absolutely love it. I think it would be badass, man. It would be really cool, but it'd be expensive. The only cool thing is, you know, sometimes, man, you know, like, you know, when you get to meet some people that are new and they're willing to, like, show their skills, man, just to get the exposure, man, like, you know, you can end up with some really cool videos. And, man, I've come across them. That's how I started jamming to the band Portal, man. You know what I mean? Their video blew. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know, it's. So I mean, for me, it's really important. And I mean, dude, it'd be awesome to do it the way you know Metallica did. But you know, Metallica's Metallica, dude, and you know, we're all just sort of you know, we're not all on that same level as far as record companies are considered. You know.
No, but everybody does some sort of videos now, with Final Cut Pro and all that stuff, homemade style, and which still looks good today too.
That's what I'm saying, dude. There's a lot of people out there that had like hidden skills. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like you end up with some. I mean, dude, my buddy of mine, Nader Sadek, man, he does some awesome videos, man. The guy just has some really neat ideas, and he's a Mac guy and using Final Cut Pro and all that. Yeah, man, he ended up making his first videos and doing all that. So it's cool to actually have that ability. It's like guitar players now, dude, with YouTube, dude. Everybody has this ability to be such a better guitar player because, like, literally, dude, there's free guitar lessons. If you will practice, all the information's there for you, you know?
Yeah. Imagine if you started playing music today, back then, if you had internet.
Man, you know what? It'd have been a whole different world. When I first started playing, it was through school. That was where I first started learning music, man. I was in a program at school. And, they initially, the first thing they start to do, just like in kindergarten, is they start to teach you the alphabet of music. You start to learn, sheet music, dude. And, like, that's just, such a process. If I could have taken all that and then gone home and pulled up YouTube, dude, and watched Joe Satriani in slow motion, I'm sure I would have just maybe been I'd have been a crazy guitar player.
Absolutely.
But, hey. I mean, dude, I use them now. You know what I mean? I use them now, man. I mean, I'll go up and, I'll search things like, weird scales, weird arpeggios, things like that, man, and I'll use them now, dude. I mean, I've done video lessons on there, and, myself, man, and dude, it's great. I mean, I've learned some pretty neat techniques, man, and it's a great tool. That's one of the few things about, the internet that I've actually say, hey, that's a good thing about it. You know what I mean? It definitely gives people the access to knowledge that it was very difficult for me to get. You know what I mean?
Right. The encyclopedia of the world of music right on our fingertips on YouTube.
Absolutely, man. It's great. I mean, it's great. I really wish. I mean, as a kid, I really wish I would have had that. But I mean, hey, man, it's different times. This comes with that. I mean, there was a point where people had really gotten kind of bored with guitar and stuff. You know what I mean? Because there was this border there, dude, between shredders, people like, Marty Friedman and these cats, and then, the Nirvana type guys. You know what I mean? And there was this drastic difference, and, the Nirvana type guys who wrote, very simple AC/DC type songs became humongous, and the shredders disappeared. And like, it became popular. Well, then, dude, all these young generation of kids got on YouTube, and then there's a generation of shredders that is just really unbelievable, dude. Like, dude, we toured with Revocation came out with us in the United States last May and June, and honestly, man, them guys are badass, man. Everybody in that band, every person involved is a complete amazing musician, you know what I mean? And like, I was talking, Dave's like a whole part of that YouTube generation, dude. He even gives lessons and stuff there. So it's all pretty neat, man.
And Steve, how's keeping healthy today? To deliver the voice every night. Let's say when you are on tour.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's top priority, to be honest with you, man. Like, for a couple of years, I had started smoking cigarettes. I quit all that. I quit all that. It's been a while now since I quit, but I mean, it's 100% top priority because, I mean, I learned even when I, back in my early 20s, man, that playing a Morbid Angel set, dude, it's physical, man. It's completely physical because Morbid Angel has so many songs that are considered quote unquote classical songs that a short set for Morbid Angel, dude, is an hour and 20 minutes, man. Mm-hmm. That's a short set. That people definitely still didn't get to hear their favorite song. You know what I mean? Like, there's still people in the room that are like, oh man, and I mean, because there's just so many songs. So, for that, man, you've got to be healthy. You've got to, you got to kind of, I don't know, I mean, on tour, man, I always make sure the first thing is I eat right. I always make sure to find something to eat and not sort of just make my way to McDonald's and things like that. That seems to be the number one thing for me, man, is just eating the right foods, and it all starts from there. That, walking around, getting a little bit of exercise and stuff like that, dude, I'm usually pretty good to go.
Yeah. And well, you guys still do it, man, because the speed is there, the power, I mean, I love your new album, and I'm going to be pushing that like, there's no tomorrow. It's awesome.
Right on, man. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, man, I love intense music, man. It's something that I've always. I mean, that's why I got into music, dude. That intensity is why I got into music. It's why, as I was going through just heavier and heavier music, man, it attracted me more. That intensity, that utter power, man. The more, I just went and delved deeper and deeper until eventually, man, here I am playing this music like, it's death metal. And it's like, yeah, I mean, for me, it sort of fills those desires, man. Those desires to kind of lean in, dude, and let it rip, and then kind of leave it all out there, man. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, dude, every time when I come off the stage, man, I'm stoked, and it's not just going up there and it ain't like well, I hate to say Iron Maiden because, man, them guys run the whole time and they're all over the place. So comparatively, we're like little kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. But it definitely, man, I think everybody's in pretty good shape. You know what I mean? And Scotty, dude, the new drummer is fantastic. Dude, he's a younger dude, and I mean, he's incredible technique, and he's, I mean, he keeps it right there, man, at the edge of just slamming. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's cool, man. It's fun.
Well, Steve, appreciate you taking the time. Last time I talked to you was in 2014 for Warfaller Promotions.
Right.
And
Cool, thanks,
it was a cool interview back then. This one, I loved it again. Keep up the good work, man. Love what you do.
Right on, brother. Right on. Thank you, dude. I hope you love the album, dude. I hope it keeps growing on you, man. I think it's that kind of an album. You know what I mean? So I hope you dig it, bro.
Well, I dig it, and I can't wait to see the promo videos. That'll mean even more.
Oh. Yeah, man, I'm stoked about it, bro. It's going to be very, they're going to be cool. I promise you that.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, you have a good one, and keep on rocking, man.
Right on, brother.
See ya.
Take care.